ask you for ID, when a law enforcement officer asks you for ID, it's not, I don't have to provide it. It's, here it is, sir, because by law, you fucking got to give it when you are asked for it.
Okay, we're going to try an experiment here. This is one of my cases from West Virginia. It's already over. It's been litigated through the federal courts all the way to a published Fourth Circuit opinion. Now, this is the experiment. Without cheating, without looking this case up, without even skipping towards the end, I want you to watch the footage first. And then, without watching the analysis at the end, I want you to comment about your thoughts on your legal analysis here, whether you think rights were violated, and if so, which rights. Comment first, and then watch the analysis.
Huh? Up to it, buddies.
Just to set the scene here, this is my client, great guy, Michael Walker, suffered from epilepsy and was unable to obtain a driver's license or drive to go coyote hunting. But that's where he was going. He was going coyote hunting, and he had his hunting equipment, including a AR-15 style rifle, safely strapped on his back. He's walking down the side of a public road to meet his friend and then go hunting. Of course, somebody calls the police, and police arrive.
Got some ID on you?
Huh?
Got some ID on you?
Have I broken any laws?
I'm asking you if you got any ID on you.
Have I broken any laws?
I'm asking you one time only, if you got any ID on you.
Yes.
Can I have it, please?
Can you tell me what crime I've committed?
Because I'm asking you for ID. I have the right, absolute right, to ask anybody who they are and if they have any ID.
Unless
you do not have to break a law for me to ask you who you are. Right or wrong?
Wrong. Unless I have committed a crime.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Do you want to do this or not?
Sir, I'm just trying to get up to my destination.
Listen to me. Where's your destination?
You don't need to know that.
Well, you need to give me some ID.
What's your name?
Donahoe.
And what's yours?
Holly.
Holly.
Thank you, Mr. Walker. 21 is better.
Now, why'd y'all stop me?
So people are calling saying that you're walking down the road with a gun.
Okay, is that against the law?
Everybody in the world is going to call. You know as well as I do.
I have been walking up and down this road for years carrying a firearm.
Check it, history.
I have done nothing wrong. I am just simply walking up the road.
Okay, understand that. And understand it's everybody's right to carry a gun. I understand that, okay?
Then why am I getting stopped?
Huh?
Then why am I getting stopped?
Again, I can stop and talk to anybody that I want to, right?
Unless I have committed a crime.
Am I patting you down?
No.
Okay.
But you are you detaining me?
At this point, I'm talking to you.
Okay, are you detaining me?
That's up to you.
If it's up to me, I'm going to be on my way.
Okay. At this point, you can be on your way when I tell you can walk off. Okay?
Okay, so I'm being detained.
Because at this point, I have the absolute right to see whether you're legal to carry that gun or not.
Am I expected of not being legal to carry a firearm?
Listen to me. Have you ever committed any crime that would keep you from carrying a firearm?
No.
Okay.
But do you have the suspicion that I have committed a crime that keeps me from having a firearm?
Everybody in the world. I have no idea. Everybody I come across.
21 is negative access 29. Did you want me to check history on?
Yes.
Past 29?
Yeah. Criminal history. Okay? Everybody in the world that I deal with that has a gun, I check and see whether they have committed a crime that would keep them to possess a gun, okay? It'll only take a minute. So if you have not, you're kicked down the road, you can go do whatever you want to do, okay? As for taking that in any store, if you plan on going to any store, I would highly advise against it.
I have done it several times.
I'm telling you.
Walking is my only transportation.
That's fine.
I have walked into many stores with this firearm.
Why do you need to carry an AR-15 with you?
I don't answer questions.
Scott Depot, is that correct?
I don't answer questions.
But you got a Colt?
I don't answer questions. Don't touch me or my property.
Looking, I'm just seeing what kind
Don't
of gun
touch
you
me
got,
or
brother.
my property.
You know what? I understand the whole sovereign citizen bullshit, okay? And I have it up to here with this. I don't have to answer any questions or whatnot. You make it more difficult for anybody to do their damn job out here.
By the way, when this deputy was placed under oath and I took his deposition, I asked him whether or not he had any indication or information indicating that my client was a sovereign citizen. He testified that he did not.
I'm just wondering what you have. I'm not going to take it from you at this point.
It doesn't matter what I have. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not committing any crime.
Me.
1046.
I like guns too. I'm just kind of curious what you like to carry. I'm making small talk. Okay? You can do this bullshit all you want. And I can't stand suckers that do this kind of shit, that make it more difficult. I don't have to answer questions. You know what?
423.
That's all I hear all goddamn day.
That's not my fault, sir.
It is your fault.
No, it's not.
Because you suckers start it. I ask you for ID. When a law enforcement officer asks you for ID, it's not, I don't have to provide it. It's, here it is, sir, because by law, you got to give it when you are asked for it. And if you think you don't press the issue, we'll find out. I'll hook you, book you, jam you into jail. Then you can answer to a goddamn judge. Yeah.
Unless I have committed a crime.
I can check anybody in the world. If I see you have a gun, I can run your name, check you, and see whether you can possess it or not. Don't tell me that I can't either, because I do it every day and I arrest people every day for it.
Unless I have committed a crime or broken the law, or I'm suspect of committing a crime or breaking the law, you are not allowed to stop me.
Here you go. You're wrong. Take off.
If that's the way you feel.
Okay, so West Virginia is and was an open carry state at the time that this happened. It still is now. And established Fourth Circuit case law at that time is U.S. versus Black, that if you see somebody who's open carrying in an open carry state, unless you have some information that that individual is, in fact, a prohibited person from possessing firearms, or some other reasonable suspicion that a crime has occurred, you can't just stop and detain that individual, run their background check just to see, because you're curious as a police officer, whether or not that person is a prohibited person. And when I took this officer's deposition, it was clear that that was the only reason that he stopped Michael.
And did you observe Mr. Walker committing any crimes or anything illegal at that time?
At that time, I didn't know who he was, other than just walking down the road. No. I don't know whether he can possess a gun or anything like that at that point.
Right, but you didn't have any information that he could not possess a gun, right?
Correct.
What was your intention at that point when you first encountered Mr. Walker?
To find out who he was.
Was that to find out whether or not he was a prohibited person?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what were you investigating?
To see whether he was a person that could possess a firearm.
Okay, but you didn't have any information at that point to believe that he wasn't, correct?
Correct. I didn't know who he was until he finally told me who he was. I told him when I was done with my investigation, then he was free to leave.
Okay, and in your mind, that meant getting his ID and running his background check to see if he was a prohibited person.
Correct, sir. It took just a couple of minutes.
So, the deposition testimony established that at the time that this police officer arrived on the scene, other than the carrying call that there's a guy walking down the side of the road with a gun, not alleging that any crime had occurred, because of course it is legal in West Virginia, the deposition testimony is that at the time he arrived, he possessed no prior knowledge of who Mr. Walker was, whether or not he might be a prohibited person. All he knew is what he saw, that he saw somebody walking down the side of the road with a gun. He didn't even know who called 911 or specifically what the person had stated at that time. All he observed was somebody who had a rifle strapped across their back, and he didn't observe him acting inappropriate with the rifle or acting in a threatening manner in any way. It was just the presence of a rifle, and in particular an AR-15 style rifle, that caused the trial court in this case to say that, that was something more, a sort of a scary rifle, a scary looking rifle that, even though you're allowed to have a gun, that's not reasonable suspicion in and of itself to justify someone being detained. Because it was sort of scary looking, that is just something more that provides reasonable suspicion. And that's unbelievably what happened at the trial court level. And believe it or not, we appealed it to the Fourth Circuit. We had oral arguments. It was just an unbelievable decision. The court held that since it was sort of after the Parkland shooting had occurred and there was a school in the direction that he was walking, that just objectively, that's something more, given that it was an AR-style rifle, that justified the officer to stop and detain him here. It flies in the face of prior case law in the Fourth Circuit. And after watching the footage, you just don't think that the courts would pan out that way and just get it so wrong. This is an important lesson in the area of civil rights law. When guns are involved or Second Amendment issues are involved, it's a Bermuda Triangle of civil rights. Because people who otherwise would support individual liberties, support the Bill of Rights, support the Fourth Amendment, all of a sudden they don't, because they also have this desire for gun control and this opposition to the Second Amendment. So this is the Walker case for all the people that have been watching. I'll post all the links in the description. All the time I get asked, well, what happened with that case? Well, that's what happened. We ended up losing the case, sadly. But there it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And this is one of the cases that establishes why freedom is scary and why Karen must deal with it.